I've been seeing a lot of and I don't know if I'm attracting it or what, but I online I've been seeing a lot of I don't want to say women's liberation. I want to say women that are ready to be the goddess and be in their femininity, which I don't see that in your typical feminism. It's angry. It's angry and it's about getting a piece of the boardroom or something, which is masculine. So I always think to myself, that's not equality. You know, yeah, okay, be in the boardroom, but be in the boardroom and be allowed to be the goddess in the boardroom. If you can pull that off, that's equality. You know, not how much money you make and how high you can climb the masculine ladder. I don't think that serves women. No. So I've been seeing a lot more of that. What's your take on the masculine feminine balance? How do you see, how important do you think that is, and how do you see it shifting?
Yeah, I do. I think it's hugely important. I think you know, I'm sure everything develops in the way that it does for its reason, but you're right, you're very right. This sort of movement of women, unfortunately, was still trying to fit within the sort of masculine paradigm, and it hasn't, I mean, it's worked out in a lot of ways, but it's not quite, I think, what the original intention was. You know, and I do find like a true equality, a true supportive equality, as hugely helpful. I mean, the two ways of being are so complementary. You know, I'm really blessed at this time to really be able to be experiencing that for the first time, where, you know, I can go to my partner and be like, I really need like a real linear, like sort of like cut through the crap sort of solution to this, you know, problem that maybe I'm seeing all the different sides to, and I'm, you know, getting all, you know, creative and things about it, but not really seeing a solid, clear path solution. And he's like, oh, how about this? I'm like, oh, perfect, thank you. And likewise too, you know, we're, you know, and you know, I'm seeing this with more men too, of like, okay, this is how I would do it. How would you do it as a woman? How would you do it? And then just the drawing on that creative potential, or that sort of more dreaming or intuition type ways of being, you know, to inform the masculine sort of way of doing. And again too, like that's really, really ancient wisdom, right? You know, the marriage of the two, and you know, even as far as in you know, Celtic lore, you know, the king would act on behalf, you know, he would rule his kingdom, but with information from the land or from the feminine, right? So he would go into, you know, his source, or the goddess or the feminine, and retrieve information and then bring it out and then go, okay, here's how it's going to work. Here's how I'm going to implement it. And so there was that supportive balance. And again, you know, we've kind of gone overboard one way and then trying to go the other way. And really, I think there's definitely importance to women's work and men's work, and, you know, women's mysteries and men's mysteries. I call it men's town, you know. You know, those are very important and very distinct, and we can support each other with that. So, you know, I've seen it a few times on different women's rites of passage, you know, coming of age ceremonies, and, you know, there'll be a man in the beginning sort of giving his blessings and sort of passing a gift, and then he'll go, or the men will surround the women doing their ceremony and just protect them and hold them, you know, and I think women can do the same thing for men too. And, you know, again, looking back to some of the old ways, you know, the woman of the household would bless the men as they go off. You know, they would seek their blessings before they left for the day or whatever. So yeah, I think it's important.
How do you see the role of ceremony in general in people's lives? Do you think we would benefit by having a little bit more ceremony in our lives?
I really do. I really do. And, you know, I see that. I can see it because any sort of group ceremonies that I offer, they're really well attended. There's a lot of people that really want to come, and I see it as because we're just craving it. We're craving the community, like you were saying, as well as just the ceremonial marking of time, that sort of more richer, more meaningful purpose to being alive. And and there's a lot of I think there's a lot of damage by not recognizing a lot of these big things that we're experiencing, whether it's puberty or miscarriages or moving into eldership and cronehood, and you know, even things like just solstice and equinox and some of these old celebrations, you know, that are
even moon cycles.
Exactly. You know, and I mean, moon cycles are a perfect example. I mean, if it can pull the tide in and out every day, you know, twice a day, you know, women's menstrual cycles would line up with it. It's got to have an effect on us. You know, it has to. You can see it in the world around us, and you know, so by following that and aligning ourselves and our actions and going, oh yeah, I'm kind of going against the grain right now. Here's how I could go with it. You know, I think it's practical. You know.
What does ceremony, though, specifically give us, you think?
I think it gives us a way to honor, you know, whether we're honoring, you know, what is afoot, you know, whether it is a rite of passage or whether it is a full moon ceremony, this kind of thing. It gives us a way to honor. It gives us a way to bring this sort of unseen realm into the seen realm. It really makes it real and tangible. I mean, it's nice to go, oh yeah, the moon is full and whatever. But if you're actually doing something, you know, with mindfulness and with intention, it just makes it so much more powerful and really anchors the whole.
Does it give it structure, maybe?
Yeah, for sure.
It's easy for our minds to get all,
Mm-hmm.
But when you've got a ceremony that you've done many times and you know it, I know for me, ceremony for me helps me to just I'm a meditator, so it just helps me to sort of get into the zone and stay there in a beautiful way. And like you said, set intention. Intention, I think, is everything. I try to do it all over.
Yeah.
You know, like even when I drink a glass of water, you know, just try and set an intention for the day. Try and when I take my supplements, I try to set an intention. I think it's just a moment to commune with the universe in a sense. So, would you say that you know, doing circles and what have you, doing various ceremonies, it's just that on steroids? It's just a little bit more.
It's true.
It's a deeper connection. Would you say that?
Yeah, because you can live your entire life as a ceremony, just like you say. You know, drinking the water. You know, with mindfulness, with intention. You know, you have a bit of a structure to it. You can tap into that energy that you've set. You know, or maybe people have set over millennia, right? So when we're doing like a solstice ceremony, there's that energy latent from, you know, human history. You can tap into that same sort of energy, right? That same sort of structure, and you know, it kind of allows you to move into a deeper space. I think if you have like a set sort of way of going about it, then other parts of your mind can be free to really experience that. And you're right, ceremony doesn't have to be full of pomp and, you know, great big bowls of burning sage and whatever. It can be as simple as just drinking your glass of water in the morning. And I think that is really, really important. I think, you know, that's sort of the point behind a lot of what I offer is just bringing this into your day-to-day life and making it a way of being, you know, a spiritual path not being something to do, but a way of being, right? So it's just always there.
How about its role in community?
I think it really brings us together, for sure. And aside from like bringing us physically together in that moment, you know, I've been really, that's another beautiful thing about this place, is you can go off and, you know, go down a trail and go find a beautiful spot somewhere and find evidence of somebody else's ceremony. So maybe there's, you know, a little circle of rocks with some flowers in the middle, and you're like, yeah, somebody else is here doing the same thing, you know, and you can just sort of feel that or tap into that.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see a lot more of it too, you know, even just within the greater sort of consciousness community, if you will. We tend to still be pretty busy, at least the folks that I hang out with in Vancouver, downtown and everything. We still seem to be very busy, and it would just be so awesome to just get a little bit more of that, of I don't know, mindful, like you said, being mindful together as a group, you know.
Well, it makes you reach out of yourself, right? You know, it's pretty easy. Our society is really geared to, you know, inward focus and all about your stuff, or, you know, but, you know, ceremony and gatherings and things like that kind of bring you, you know, to meet another person. You know, they're stepping forward to meet you, and you can meet them, and, you know, it's just a beautiful quality that can happen there, like a co-creation or a coexistence rather than individuals, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I spoke with you, or I think on a text, and what did I say? I said your chosen path, and you went. You went. Well, I don't know about that. Talk to us a little bit about your journey into the shamanic arts, and where do you feel you're at in your life? Is it how big of a part of your life is it, I guess is what I'm saying. So how did you get into it? When did you first notice that, wait a minute, I need to do something different here? Share that with us, because I know there's people out there that are probably all ages and are feeling the pull, and it's just nice to share what finally made you go, wait a minute, you know.
I don't even know that I went, wait a minute, you know. There's definitely experiences that I had in childhood and things that were not explainable. I didn't have context for it. I didn't have language for it. I didn't really know what was happening. But, you know, growing up in a way that it wasn't really given much weight, or it wasn't given a lot of, you know, there was some recognition but not a lot of support around it. It was just sort of, you know, okay, well, that happened.